Welcome to the Scientific Investor channel. Today we have a lot of good news. Good news is actually coming like a flood for XRP community members. And we can see most of the cryptocurrencies are in green for last 24 hours. Considering Bitcoin, Ethereum and XRP, it still has 3.75%, which is not that high, but it's still not bad. It's good. If you look at the charts, you'll actually understand that XRP is actually moving high. It's kind of breaking away from the long-term trend line, from the head and shoulder pattern which we discussed in the last video. Now guys, if you actually look at that, you can actually understand there is a lot of information which we'll actually discuss through today. These are individuals, or reputed individuals, established guys, talking about XRP in front of the elected people, the representatives of the United States. Now, when these are happening, it's being recorded and it's being televised, and shortly after, others will get to know about this, and hopefully we'll get some price movement as the breakout is actually happening as of now. Then we have some news regarding the banks in United States. Like, they had a rule known as a Walker rule, which was set after the financial crisis of 2008, and then now they are actually kind of softening it down. Like, bank can actually do this, so like they can actually invest in venture capital funds, blah blah blah. So they are actually kind of melting it down. And at the same time, we have other news from around the world, say from China, about the shutdown of their stock market till February 3. Now guys, as we just talked about the potential possibility of XRP here, which is breaking to the upside from this head and shoulder pattern and the long-term trend line. At the same time, I would like to highlight you guys, we in this channel actually discussed about this in yesterday's video, say January 30th video. We actually discussed about this. Like, there is a possibility that it can break above, as in that moment. Say we talked about this, say it can have a possibility that it may move up as in that particular time, or it may consolidate a bit and then go up high, or it may consolidate and can go back down. I'll actually play that video for just a moment. I won't waste your time. Starting right, different case, and then the virus will be spreading from there, and it's already starting right. Now we actually talked about the head and shoulder pattern forming here. Now in which what I would like to highlight is, like, at the same time, if you look at the MACD, you can see that the price is actually should be actually moving to the upside, and we have a little bit of upside here. But considering this area and this one, if we look at that, the price is actually moving to the upside. So that means the buyers are actually in, they are buying in. That means there is underlying strength in the market. And at the same time, if you look at the RSI, it's still at the resistance line. So guys, if you actually would like to support the channel, I would request you guys again, if you guys like the content I provide on a regular basis, please do support the channel. Hit the subscribe button. There's a new channel and your support really matters. Now guys, we'll move on to the first one. This is from the Bearable Bull, showing the first video. I'll actually play the video for you guys, and it actually showcases that how they actually mentioned,
obviously you and
how they have mentioned XRP in the Congress.
we've heard of Bitcoin, we've heard of Ethereum. You familiar with XRP and the efforts of Ripple?
With the distributed ledger technology for their payments?
Yep.
Yes.
And you're familiar with...
Now they're actually talking about XRP and the efforts of the company Ripple, and the answer is like, yes, with the distributed ledger technology and payments, yes, they are familiar with that. So like, there are others, naysayers stating, oh, it's a shit coin, oh, it's a shit coin, oh, it's a shit coin. And now this one.
Comment on that?
I would just note that, for the kind of core banking architecture, I think there would probably be some changes needed in terms of the Federal Reserve System. But for, smaller valuation or smaller amount payments, I think you already are seeing some blockchain-based systems being created that enable the movement of money. So I think there are examples out there. We talk about XRP or others that kind of offer this.
So they're actually talking about XRP moving small payments, the smaller payments, which actually has a lot of friction and cost associated with it. Now, say if, a customer of a bank, say they have 100 customers and, at least 90 of them will be using to send smaller payments, just for the payments, not considering the deposits and all, just considering the payments, most of them will be smaller payments. Only a fraction of the actual payment will be huge. So considering that, this market is really big. Guys, this video we played was from CryptoPenny CO, and now the next one is from I Am Legion, and is showing that the creation of first global custody bridge. And this is actually put out from SBI Holdings, and they're actually talking in detail about a new bridge currency. And if you read the entire thing, this is actually laid out on December 20th last month, and it shows notice regarding investment into Postgard, like that German bank. And if you read through all of that, at the end, it is noted that they actually talk about will fully make use of the collaboration with the bank for what, including its crypto asset trading platform. And when you go to the last, you can actually see issuance and listing of digital assets, trading and brokerage, as well as the creation of the first global custody bridge. Now, we all know that SBI Holdings is so high on RippleNet and XRP. So what else will that be? Now, this is not the same video. The same guy is actually talking from the last video, but the item is actually different. If you listen to that, you'll actually understand what I'm trying to point out. But in this aspect, the guy, Usman Ahmed, of head of global policy, PayPal, is actually talking about that the blockchain-based systems such as XRP or others, which are connected with, Walmart, remittances like RIA. So they are really talking
Kind of core banking
about
architecture.
this.
I think there would probably be some changes needed in terms of the Federal Reserve System, but for smaller valuation offer this.
We bring everybody along with us as we make this technology jump.
Sure. Thank you for the question, Mr. Scott. So I think it has to be done in partnership. So PayPal's a technology company, but there are all sorts of entities that are on the ground in the communities, in the places where you're talking about. Think of retailers, maybe a 7-Eleven, a Walmart. Think of a remittance provider like a RIA, where we can partner with those entities, enable cash to be offered up at the point of sale, and then digitize it on the back end. So I think it's really in getting on the ground in the communities, in the places where these people are, and providing them a service, as I mentioned in my testimony, that is actually more valuable than just a cash-based service. Because until and unless we create that value proposition that really can respond to the challenges and the issues that they're facing.
So what are the challenges and issues the common man is facing while they are doing a payment? That's first the cost of that payment itself and the time taken for that to be delivered, right? And that value is actually given by XRP. The value proposition, what they need, is actually completely delivered by RippleNet and XRP. Now there's the next one from Bang XRP, and it is showing that Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO of Ripple, pointed out that we've been asked as an industry not to speed, but they don't have any speed limit, right? So it's cool. Like say someone is coming to you and you have a Ferrari and they're telling you don't speed, but you don't have a speed limit. Then it's okay, right? You want to go in 100, 200, 300, it's up to you. Now guys, moving on to the next one, it is from H_M_X, that's HMX, showing that ODL is now close to 7 million per day. Now in last video we talked about that, like it is kind of doubling in around 36 to 42 days, like this, 42 days, and now it's around 7 million per day. The exponential growth is holding up nicely, but we need to wait at least one doubling time to notice significant changes in the trend. Like we need to see whether it's getting bombarded from this point or it's kind of moving in the same pace or slowing down or not. But still I'll get keep you guys updated on this one for sure. Now the next one is actually from King Solomon, showing that Federal Reserve approved proposal. They are actually loosening the rule which they created back in 2008 after that crisis. And as we just mentioned, after that meltdown, they brought this so that they can stop these kind of things in the future. But now they are actually weakening the core protection in Volcker rule, enabling banks again to engage in high risk activities. Now guys, think, we are already kind of approaching a liquidity crisis, and this is like increasing the risk. They already know that it is a high risk activity, and if they are allowing the banks to do this, then we can expect not a recession but a depression. Say the market can be going down 40 to 50% if they do something stupid like last time. The banking industry is gonna ruin what the common man has in their bank. The purchasing power of their fiat currencies will be like shit. Now guys, this is from Nothing, showing that based on the coronavirus issue, China is shutting down the stock market till February 3. And if that happens, think, it's not a small stock market, right? It's the second largest market after US. China is the second, right? So they have around 14 trillion as the economy, and if you consider the stock market, and if they're shutting it down, then that's gonna be bad. The trading will be like slowed down, the payments, anything related to that will be slowed down, even though others will be trading, like say other countries like US, Europe, from everywhere they will be trading, but a majority of the trades will be halted because others, investors, will have a doubt whether this is going to work out. Now guys, this is a chart of BTC, and as you guys can see, it had resistance, multiple resistance lines, and the price actually went above that, retested that line, again broke to the upside. Now it had a bull flag, now it is breaking above that, getting a confirmation, and hopefully it's gonna go to a new high for this year. And now if you look at the chart for Ethereum, you can see that similar to that of XRP, it was forming a head and shoulder pattern, then it broke to the upside, and if you take this measured move, you can actually get that here. It's already achieved. But now if you look at that, this is a long-term trend line resistance, and the price broke above that, came back, retested it once, twice, and third time, then it went to the upside. So if you look at this and say Wyckoff pattern, you can say this is the spring there. It came, made a new low, and then slowly grinded to the upside, and it was stopped at the resistance area for a bit of time, then pushed to the upside. So if you look at that, then the new target for Ether would be somewhere around 220, above this resistance line and below this support line, say 200, the first one, and then moving to 220, which is this area, this support and resistance area. Now the chart of XRP, as we discussed, is showing that it just broke above the trend line resistance. This one, say we can see two fake outs here, and then once it broke above, but it could not hold it up and continue this upward momentum, it came back down, made a new low. So if you consider that low as spring in a Wyckoff pattern, you can understand that the price is going to grind slowly to the upside. Now we can see that the price has made a head and shoulder pattern, and it actually broke to the upside. So yes, if we get a confirmation that the price is gonna move to the upside in a higher value way, that means it may travel a bit more time and then get a bit of blast to the upside. Then the target will be somewhere around 0.3 to 0.31, which will be like the resistance here and the support area here. Guys, that's all for today's video, and I would again request you guys, if you guys like the content I provide on a regular basis, please do support the channel, hit the subscribe button, and if you like the content, do hit that like button. I'll meet you guys on the next video. Bye for now.